Hello guys, let's discuss about arrays in JavaScript. If you take a definition of an array, it is a list of values or collection of values. This is how we generally represent an array in programming languages, including JavaScript. If you represent an array or if you create an array like this, it will allocate a sequence of memory slots in the computer. Array behavior is somewhat different when we compare with the programming languages with JavaScript. JavaScript array is a mixed type, means we can store any valid data types of JavaScript. That can be a number or boolean, or it can be a strings or null or undefined or objects. Each value we say it as an element. This is a element, and each element we specified by an index like this. This we call it as an index representation. Array index starts from 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Length of an array is equal to how many elements we stored inside an array. This we say it is an index. In JavaScript arrays are dynamically sized, means it does not have a fixed size. Whenever we wanted, we can increase the size of an array, and whenever we wanted, we can remove our elements from an array. We no need to specify a size when we are creating at initial time. Means in another programming languages, we have to specify the size and how many numbers or values we are storing in the memory. But in JavaScript, we don't need to do that, because JavaScript arrays are dynamically typed. We can store any valid type, or how many values we can store, that is up to us. Let's see that in the code how we do the basic operations of an array. In JavaScript, we can create an array in two ways, that is by using an array constructor and square bracket notation. Let's see each of them. First is we are creating an array by using an array construction. We have to create an variable, that is with the let or var. Let, I am creating a variable here called arr. Here we have to use new keyword to create an array by using an array constructor. Then after we have to use an array constructor. This we call it as an array constructor, in which we have to say a parameters. We have to pass few parameters, and parameters we can pass a size or values which we are going to store. Let's say if you are passing a value 7, this means it creates a array of size that is a 7. If you want to calculate the array length, means how many values we are storing or how much size array is, we have to use a length parameter, that is a length keyword. By using an array, we can call this length, that is a identifier dot length. If you do this, it will give a length of an array which we constructed. Let's say we have to calculate the length of this array and printing onto the console by using a console.log, then array.length. Executing the file, see here, it is printed 7. That means the length of an array is a 7. We can store up to 7 elements in this. Here length is not fixed, we can change at any point of time. And if you want to store or update your length of an array, you can do that in JavaScript, because JavaScript arrays are dynamically typed. Let's see here, how do we store our elements or values inside our array. Here we are directly storing our values in a array constructor as a parameters. Here let's say I have to store a values, numbers 7, 9 and the strings also we can store. Why? Because array is a mixed type. Our boolean values also we can store like a false or true. Also we can store our objects inside an array like this. I am passing here an object. It is having a key as a name, and John is a value. Like this we can store our values in it. This we call it as a element. And here how many values we stored? 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 values we have stored. Let's see the output. And here we'll print a array onto the console. To print it by using a console.log operation, console.log, and I'm printing a array here onto the terminal. And executing the file by using a node command, see here. it is printed 790 str or whatever values we have stored here, and the length is of 5. Now also you can update this to a new length, or you can store a new values in it by using a array method. That array methods we will discuss in further videos. In JavaScript, we no need to mention a new keyword. New keyword we can omit it. Let's see that. Here I am creating a variable called arr1, and here I am creating an array without new constructor, new keyword, by using a array constructor. Here also you can construct like this an array, and we can specify a length of an array and can pass it into the array constructor and consoling it array.1. See here onto the terminal, it will print 89 empty items, means it is printed 89 empty items. The size is a 89, it is explicitly saying that. Like this we can omit a new keyword. This is a one way of creating a array by using a array constructor. We can access array elements by using a array index. What it is? Let's say if you want to access a element inside an index, that is this, let's say 90, and that index you need to specify in a notation called this, that is a square bracket notation. Inside this you can specify a index value. Let's say here I wanted to specify and I wanted to access the index first index element. Then you can specify like this array1 and console it onto the terminal, console by using a console.log function. See here I am just printing onto the terminal. Let's see here, it is printed 90 value onto the terminal. Like this we can access any value in the index it is stored into the array. Here it will print str, that means it is 0 1 2 at the second location it is printed. Like this we can access at any index. This is the first way of creating an array. Second way, let's discuss that is with the square bracket notation. We generally in JavaScript we rarely use this, we don't prefer to use. Mostly this is the notation we use to create an arrays in JavaScript. Let's see here I am creating an array2 with the square bracket notation. This is how the syntax. Here the identifier which you have to mention equal to square bracket notation. This means it is created an empty array. Empty array means with the 0 values. If you print onto the console.log and array2, I am printing onto the console. See here what it will print. This means it is a empty array, and here also if you don't specify anything, it just creates an empty array with a 0 elements. The same thing we are doing it in the square bracket notation. See here, if you want to insert elements into an array or insert values into array, you can directly insert like this. Here how we have inserted with the array constructor. Let's insert a values, that is hello, and here also we can mix a type. We can insert 90, 100 and the object with the name called John, like this. Then we can insert a false or undefined values too, undefined null, or whatever the valid type in JavaScript we can mention all them. See here I am executing. Here it is not identifying a John. John needs to be in the strings, and executing the code it is there hello 90 and whatever values we have stored in this array, it is printed onto the terminal. This is how we create and insert a values. One thing to mention, JavaScript arrays are object type. See that by using a type of operator. If you use a type of operator on created array, that is a type of array2, and it will print that array type is an object. See that onto the terminal. This is printing an object, means arrays are object type in JavaScript. This is how we create an array by using a square bracket notation. And if you want to update an array, let's say if you want to update this value inside an array, you can do that by using this convention. If you say I wanted to update a array2 of index 0. That you have to specify like this, equal to, and the value which you wanted to update. Let's say I wanted to update this to into a smaller cases, that is a hello. Let's print that onto the terminal. Also, we print console after updating this. See this onto the terminal. Now it is updated from hello to hello. We can see that onto the terminal. This is how we generally represent and create an array by using a square bracket notation. Also, we can update our values or whatever we wanted inside an array. Let's see the summary. Array is an ordered list of values, and we saw that characteristics of an array, that is, array can hold a mixed type of values that can be any valid data type in JavaScript, string, boolean, number, or etc. Array size is a dynamic. We don't need to specify a length when we are creating an array. Whenever we wanted, we can update a size of a length by inserting our elements into it. Also, we saw that how do we create an array, that is by using a constructor, array constructor, also by using a square bracket notation. And we saw that how do we access our array elements by using a index notation. We have to specify a index inside our square brackets. We discussed about how do we change our array elements by using a square bracket notation and index equal to the value which we wanted to update. Also, we discussed about how do we access our array size by using a length operator, a length property of an array.